Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a fantastic week. I hope your day is going great, and I hope you're checking on yourself and you're checking on your friends. Now, for anyone who is new here on this channel, I discuss mental and psychological issues that affect individuals, and I use sources across the web and stories of real people in order to provide solutions to those who may be interested in hearing my viewpoint on these issues. Now, just a quick disclaimer, whatever information that I give here is entirely based on research. If you feel that you need some medical help from a professional, then feel free to do that, because it's very important that you have not just your physical health in check, but your mental health as well. Now, back to the topic of today. I will be discussing about what are the dangers of verbal childhood trauma. Now, for those of you who may not know, verbal childhood trauma is like a form of PTSD that presents itself in the adulthood life of an individual, and it is caused by growing up in an environment where the individual is criticized, compared, humiliated, or insulted on a repeated basis. Now, for some individuals, they are able to overcome the effects of this trauma, especially if they're surrounded by individuals who feed them with a lot of positive energy and who correct them when they feel that they're getting something wrong. But how about those who are not surrounded by individuals who do that for them? Now, this should not be any way related to discipline, because some people would say, oh, sometimes saying insultive words to a child can be a form of discipline. Now, I support discipline as an individual because I know that people need structures in an environment in order to make them obey societal norms. Like, naturally, humans tend to go against, there's a tendency in human beings to go against rules and regulations. And that's why you need to put structures in society so that people can obey the rules and people can obey the laws of the land. So discipline is a good thing, but at the same time, if you're disciplining a child or an individual, it should be done out of love and concern, and not to make that individual worse off. So when a person suffers from verbal childhood trauma, there is many characteristics or attitudes that this person may display in their adulthood life. And some of these could include having a low self-esteem, a lack of motivation, an elevated sense of anxiety, having unhealthy relationships, and constant attention seeking. Now, going into low self-esteem, the individual may never have confidence in themselves and their abilities. They always feel that others are better than them because during the time of their lives, they were mostly criticized, and that causes them to often limit themselves. And it takes a great deal of self-reflection and hard work for them to develop some sort of belief in themselves. Coming into the aspect of lack of motivation, constant criticism could put fear in the individual. And if that fear is not gotten rid of, it can result in having a fixed mindset. And we know that in order for you to grow, especially with the way the world is moving at a fast pace, you have to have a growth mindset. You have to want to learn new things in order to improve yourself and your skill set. And you need to put in extra work, you need to put in extra effort, and you need to believe in yourself as an individual in order for you to have that growth mindset to be able to face challenges that you might face at school or even in the workplace. So an individual who is always constantly criticized from childhood, growing up into adulthood, there is always that belief that they have that if I'm not able to do this, then I'd rather not even try. I'd rather not make the effort, which is very, very damaging in the long run for them. Coming into attention seeking, there's always a strong desire on the part of these individuals to constantly want attention from people. And this brings a sort of awkwardness when they interact with their family and friends around them. They always feel not wanted in some way, and so they always try to do things that are outrageous just to get attention from people and with people in their peer groups. Coming into having an elevated sense of anxiety in these individuals' adulthood years, it is very difficult for them to take criticism because they always feel that whatever criticism is given to them, even if the intent of the individual is actually to constructively criticize them, they automatically feel that you're trying to attack them. Like they literally feel that you must have an agenda or a plan at the back of your mind, and that is why you're criticizing whatever work it is that they're doing. So sometimes this even brings fear and depression to them, and they might even feel frustrated, which altogether just brings in a chaotic way of thinking and not ever wanting to grow and learn from their mistakes. Having unhealthy relationships, this part is just really sad because when an individual feels that their self-worth is extremely low, they have a tendency to use family, friends, and partners to elevate that. And to be very honest, it may be unintentional on their part. And in fact, it's usually unintentional. This may cause them to be too attached to people in such an unhealthy manner. It causes unnecessary anxiety about their relationships. They always feel this need for reassurance, and so parents and friends, I will encourage you, if you know anyone who is going through post-traumatic stress disorder from having been constantly verbally abused as a child, then try as much as possible to encourage them, especially if they're making the effort, to get out of that box that they find themselves in. Because post-traumatic stress disorder from verbal abuse can seriously affect a person's thinking and self-worth. And just always remember, parents, that if you're disciplining your child, always have it at the back of your mind that, do I want to raise a kid that is scared or afraid to confront situations or individuals who may want to bully them or who want to step on them? Always remember that you want to raise a child that is confident. You want to raise a child that can face difficult situations even in your absence. And so always have that at the back of your mind when you want to discipline a child. Like I said earlier, I support discipline 100%. But again, discipline should be aimed at making the child a better person, considering how they relate to other people and how they grow themselves as individuals in the future, rather than bringing their self-worth to the ground. So thank you so much if you stay till the end of the video to listen, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions of any topics that you may want me to cover, I'll be glad to get a reply from you in the comment section, or you can send me an email, or you can send me a DM on any of my social media platforms. So thank you so much, friends, those of you who were able to stay till the end of the video. And well, that is it for today. I really appreciate your attention, and I hope to see you all again next time. Thank you. Peace.